Hello and welcome to Electricity 10. Nice easy lesson today, very qualitative, no sums. This is all about the 3-pin plug. There's a picture there. Before we move on to that though, let's have a look. Some starter questions, pause the video, have a go. And here are the answers. Now, if you don't know any of these answers, you must go back and review the previous lessons, okay? So you're building up your knowledge as you go along. So let's move on with no more ado. Here's a 3-pin plug, and you need to know all about the different bits and pieces and how they work and what they're made of and so on and so forth. So let's go straight into the live wire. The live wire is kept at 230 volts, and that's alternating current AC. If you touch the live wire, you will die. You will get a shock of 230 volts. Okay? So don't do it. The blue wire is neutral, kept at 0 volts. Now these two wires are the wires that you need to actually get an appliance to work. Okay. The third wire, which I will talk about today, is the earth wire. That's green and yellow. Very important wire for keeping you safe. Okay. It doesn't provide any power to make an appliance work, but it is very, very important. Another part is the cable grip. Okay, that's common sense. It stops all the cables from being pulled out, and it's screwed in there quite tightly. And the fuse. Now, a fuse is essentially just a thin bit of metal. You can see there in the picture. If too much current flows through the fuse, it will melt, and that will break the circuit. And that's there to protect the device, not the user, the device. Okay. The outside of the plug. Let's just click this on here. Here we go. So if you look at the outside of the plug, it's made of tough plastic, and that's common sense because plastic is an insulator. Okay, and it's tough because plugs get sort of handled quite roughly and that when you're plugging stuff in and out. And the pins are made of brass, very, very hard metal. It's an alloy of copper and zinc, very, very tough. Doesn't scratch very easily, doesn't bend very easily, and it needs to be like that because of the way we use plugs. So far, easy peasy. Let's have a look. So on this slide here is all the information you need to know about a plug. It's basically essential knowledge. There's nothing new in there. Let's have a look. I can't see anything new there. So pause that or print this out or whatever. This is stuff that you need to learn. Okay, moving on. The earth wire. The earth wire is called the earth wire because it is literally connected to the earth. And here we go. Here's an earth wire connected to the water pipes. Okay, you can see the green and yellow wires, and they're connected to the water pipes because the water pipes go down into the ground, and they're made of copper. Okay, copper is a very good conductor. So the earth wire is literally, and that's the correct use of the word, connected to the earth, and this is why. Okay, if you've got something like an appliance that has a metal outer casing, it must be connected to earth because there is a risk of getting electrocuted. If we look inside a cooker, for example, we can see here, look, the wires that go in are earth, neutral and live, and this is the inside of the cooker here. And here's a picture here of an actual earth wire connected to the inside casing of a cooker. So why do we do that? Let's have a look. If we had a fault occur, so something like this, a live wire happened to come loose and touch that casing, okay, a large current, and that's my dog there in the background, a large current will flow through the casing, through to the earth wire, because it's connected to the earth wire, and down into the ground. And because the casing has a really low resistance, we will get a massive current, which will then break the fuse. It will melt the fuse, break the circuit, and everything's good. Now then, if we didn't have the earth wire connected, this is what would happen. Okay, here's a guy here. We can see on this diagram that the earth is not connected to the casing. So we have this loose wire here touching the casing. Here's an unfortunate person. That casing is in fact live. When they touch the casing, a current will flow through the casing, through the person, down to the earth. Okay, the fuse will melt. So the cooker will be fine, but this guy won't be. Okay, and that's why we put an earth in there. I'm just waiting for my dog to stop barking. There we go. Right, so let's move on. not all appliances do need earthing. Anything with an outer plastic case where all the internal electrical bits are all completely isolated from the case and the case is plastic, that's called double insulated. They don't need fuses. Sorry, they don't need an earth wire. They do need fuses. Okay, and here's some examples here. Now, little task for you to do. So pause this. These are some questions, and we'll come back with the answers in a moment. Okay. Nothing too challenging there. Mark your own answers here. Very, very easy. And let's have a look through the questions. I don't think there's anything really demanding there. The one question about why are the cables in your walls very, very thick is because they carry a big current. Remember, if you want to carry a big current, you want a big, thick wire. Okay, if you're not sure about that, go back to the lesson on resistance and resistors and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. So it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from Buddy. Woof woof.